name's Ellie and I'm Stitching Bee here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel all about cross stitch, crafty bargains and bees. Today I'm going to do another Flosstube extra and we're going to do a Wip Parade, which has been a long time coming, but I'm finally getting around to filming it, which I'm really excited about and I hope you enjoy it. So I have 26 whips to show you today. There was going to be 27, but I've actually managed to finish Winter Woodland Star, so you'll be seeing that in my next proper Flosstube update. So that's why we've got 26 projects to go through instead of 27. And yeah, we'll just get stuck in. Hopefully I've got all the notes here to fill you in with all the important information. And yeah, some projects have got quite a lot of progress on them, others quite minimal, but I'll show you them all the same. So the first one, I don't know if I've ever actually shown you this before. This is a full coverage piece that has been passed on to me by my boyfriend's mum, who originally stitched this back in 2006 but didn't quite finish it. So I have been enlisted to finish the project, although it may take me some time as well. So this is the picture of what it's going to look like when it's finished. So it's their wedding photo. So a bit battered and bruised after all these years. So a big proportion of the project was already stitched, but there's still an awful lot to go. So I will show you what I've done so far. Just wrangle it around the board. So the big rectangular bit is the part that his mum's already stitched. And then I have started working up the way, doing his dad's ear and part of his face, and then I did start doing a bit of extra background as well, but I soon realised that it was going to take me so long to actually stitch it. I thought I'll just stick with the main features and we could always kind of do a cropped version if need be. So I can't take any credit for all this lovely stitching, that was his mum that did that, but I'm making slow progress working up to the top. So that is project number one, whip number one should I say. Okay, I'll have to pop them down carefully as I go. Whip number two is called Be Kind and is a Home Bargains kit, which I bought a few years ago. And it is a lovely, lovely pattern. I'm stitching mine on 32 count duck azure blue, because I wanted something that would really make those yellows and oranges pop. And I'm using the kit threads that are provided. And this is where we are at the moment. Sorry, all my projects are probably really creased because they've all been folded into bags, but still get to appreciate the detail and the stitching. So I hadn't worked on that much at all in 2024, but this is one that I would really like to get finished and just out of the way because it's been hanging around far too long for absolutely no reason other than the fact that I've been distracted by other fancy things. That's project number two. Project number three is a Gecko Rouge kit called Bee. It's charted by Gecko Rouge, but the artist originally is Lorna, Laine. And I fell in love with this when I saw it. And the colours in it, I think in particular, is what drew me in. I just love how that pink offsets the gold and the yellow. And then with the contrast of the black of the bee, I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So I don't know why I've not been stitching on it much, but I seem to have kind of gone off full coverage for a while and then I go through phases of really enjoying it again. So this is where we are at the moment. So I think when I've been working on this in 2024, I have been working from, I kind of started in the middle initially with the bee and then must have worked down over the last year or so, and then I started to work up to get to the top of the piece and then I'm working back down again. I like to work top down, kind of makes the most sense in my brain. So I'm stitching this on a 25 count Easy Guide Evenweave by Zygot using all the kit threads. And look at the detail in that, there's so much confetti in this. And probably I shouldn't show you too closely because it is stitched 2/1, so it is quite bulky. But I really like the thick coverage that you get doing it that way. And even the bee, there was loads of different shades of black and brown and blue and everything and that, so it's gorgeous. So that's project number 3. Whip number 4 is called Swans, and this is a light unicorn designs chart which I purchased from Etsy. And stupidly, I originally thought I could do this as a wedding gift for someone and soon realised that that was not going to happen. So again, I've got this on Pattern Keeper like I have Bee, so I can keep track of where I'm at. I'll put the percentages down the bottom. I've got to look what percentage I was actually at. All my needle minders are sticking together. Let's read that. So I've kept this in the Q-snap because you can see everything that's stitched anyway. So I have done one of the swans already, and then obviously there's the other one to do and all the other background. I'm stitching this on a 25 count Little Boy Blue Zygarde evenweave with DMC thread. And again, really lovely detail, teeny tiny stitches, but it gives a gorgeous kind of watercolour effect. And when you hold it back, I think it looks really realistic. I do love it. Right, project number 5. Let's move that way. Is called Quaker Owl, and is a chart from Yasmin's Made with Love. Here's what it's going to look like when it's finished. And look at all the detail in that. I love the kind of Quaker design wings, and just everything about it's beautiful. So I'm stitching this on a 32 count milk chocolate linen by Zygarde. I've got needle minders going everywhere, and this is where I'm at. I'll pop on board actually. Sorry about the masking tape. I used to do that when I use a kind of micro pour tape now, and really I should just serge the edges now. I've got a sewing machine, but this is obviously an older project that's got the more traditional masking tape on it. But again, love this. It's stitched 1/1 full cross, so the stitches are teeny tiny, but I think that really adds to the detail. And I love the colours in this with the roses as well. It's absolutely beautiful. So again, this would be one that I would really like to finish in the not too distant future. Right, whip number 6 we have is called Hidden Valley, and it is a kit by Mel Stitches, sold by Heritage Crafts. And it is beautiful. It's a view looking down at the sea with a little cottage or house just hidden away there. So beautiful. And initially I stitched this on 27 count, too many magnets here. All these needle minders are sticking together. There we go. So I'm stitching this on a 27 count white even weave, but I'm not really keen on how it looks. I'm stitching it 1/1, well actually 2/1, that's probably why I don't like it, because it does have some blends in it, and the idea is I want to make it so I can put it on a little wooden postcard that I've got, but I'm just finding it too difficult and it's too bulky, so I'm going to restart this on 40 count and just do it over 2, so then it'll be the equivalent to 20 count over 1, and I think that'll still fit nicely and would be a bit easier to stitch. But I do love the colours in it, and it is absolutely beautiful. So a lot of the needle minders that I show, these enamel ones, are Caterpillar cross stitch, and hopefully I'll remember to say if they're a different brand, but I do love Caterpillar cross stitches needle minders, and I do have quite the collection of them. So that Mel Stitches piece, I'm actually doing this part for Sal, although I've not worked on it for so long that I don't know if the Sal's strictly still running, but it's with Charlie Feathers and it's the Mel Stitches Sal, so it's any of those gorgeous pieces with the lovely cottages and things that Heritage Crafts sell. You're welcome to join in and use the hashtag. Right, project number 7 is called Gingerbread House, and it is this gorgeous little gingerbread ornament. It's 3-dimensional. It is designed by Susan Penny, and I got this kit from the Cross Stitcher magazine, issue 402, November 2023. I'm stitching it on 28 count white even weave with the kit threads. Again, this needle minder is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch and is very apt for this piece with it being a gingerbread house. So there we go. So I've done one portion of the house, complete with the little button and the sparkly metallic thread. Just adds a little bit of detail. I thought I was going to get this done for Christmas 2023, and I think I must have started it in around December time, thinking, oh, it won't be that hard. And then as I went on, I realised there was a lot more detail in every piece, and it's going to take a lot longer than I expected. So that's why we're still at this point now. But again, this is a key project that I'd like to get finished, because I would love to have it to be able to hang on my tree in 2025. Project number 8 is called Cat in the Snow, and it is a tapestry kit, although it's still cross stitch, but it is stitched on tapestry canvas with the kit woolen wool threads. So that's what it looks like when it's finished. It's a Vivaco kit that I bought off Vinted for £1.50 and thought I'd just give it a go because I'd never done it before. I have shown you this fairly recently when I did a little bit of work on it. So it's printed on the tapestry canvas and then you just fill it in, and it's a really nice project that's very different to what I normally stitch on, so it's dead easy and yeah, really mindful stitching. It's quite nice to do something printed for a change, and it's going to make a gorgeous 40 by 40 cushion when it's finished. That's Cat in the Snow. Whip number 9 is called Mermaids of the Seasons, and this is by Bella Filipina, and I'm sure you've seen many people stitch this. So as you can see, it's one mermaid for each of the seasons. I'm stitching this on 2 different fabrics, so I'm going to do spring and summer on a green fabric which I've named Mermaid Lagoon. It's a hand-dyed piece by me, and the other piece I'm stitching again that I hand-dyed called Algae Bloom, so it's more of greens, which I thought would contrast the yellow and the blue quite well. So that's the plan for that one. So I absolutely love this project, but the fabric that I used as the base to dye it I think was M&G Textiles, and it's really quite thick fabric, so I guess I've been put off using it because I'm normally used to the thin soft Swigart, but I do love the colours in it and the detail. I haven't started with any of the beads yet or any of the Krynic, but I have started to stitch the body, and I'm doing the skin 1/1 full cross, and this is my first stitch of a fancy lady or fancy mermaid, so I thought I'd give the 1/1 a go, but it does take a lot longer than obviously doing it 2/2. But the stitches there are so small and delicate, and it really is gorgeous. Fabric's kind of blurring out a bit, but if I hold it back here you may get a better view. So it is predominantly blue, and then it's just kind of got little subtle splashes of green in it. So yeah, hopefully we'll get more work done on that this year. Project number 10 is called Sakura, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love all these kind of Japanese inspired patterns, and I love all the cherry blossoms. I think they're absolutely beautiful. This is a design from Arena Dargell, who is Millie Cross Stitch on Etsy, and I'll link them down below. I've started stitching this on a 27 count black even weave with DMC thread, although I really wanted the black because I love how the pink pops on it, and there's a lot of blends in here that really add to the detail of the project. But the only problem is a lot of the kind of cherry blossom area, because it's stitched on white fabric originally, is actually not designed to have any, it's just empty space, and that's how it gives the detail. So those aren't actually white, try and put this a different way. There's aspects of the pattern that haven't got stitches there, even though it looks like a full coverage, which wouldn't normally matter if it was on white fabric, because you'd be able to, you wouldn't be able to see it. But with it being black, obviously there's going to be elements that aren't stitched, and that's going to show up quite obviously and not really look particularly great. So I did consider that, and I thought, oh, do I really want to stitch it on black as well? So what I'm going to do is restart this on white fabric, probably 28 or 32 count, and just start again. As I've not really done a huge amount, and I think the 27 count and the fact that it's on black is kind of stopping me from working on it, so I might as well just bite the bullet and start again and actually enjoy the project a little bit more. Right, so whip number 11 is called Spring Scissor Bobbin, and it's a bit different to cross stitch. It's more kind of tapestry work again. This is a kit by Sue Hawkins, which I purchased from the Knitting and Stitching show when I went 2 years ago now at Alexandra Palace in London. And I love Sue Hawkins' work. It's so different and so detailed. And it's just create this little kind of sleeve for the bobbin, which you can then store your scissors in. And she does one for every season. So this is the spring one. So I've not done a huge amount on this, but it's really fun again to try something different. And that's what I love about this hobby. You know, cross stitch is obviously the primary element that I enjoy, but I do kind of branch out and do a bit of embroidery, a bit of tapestry work. And I'm always keen to try new needlework styles and things. So yeah, there we go. So this is where I'm at the moment. And this is a joy to stitch because a lot of the different colour changes you can see, that's just with a variegated thread. And it's quite block stitching really. It's almost like a satin stitch, and then French knots in the middle there with the flowers. And then you just kind of form a band, and then obviously finish it to go around the bobbin, which comes in the kit as well. So really do like that one. Project number 12 is called Hummingbird, and I adore this. This is a Dimensions leaflet by Barbara Mock, is the designer, obviously charted by Dimensions. And it's this beautiful, beautiful hummingbird with the gorgeous pink flowers. And if you've watched me for long on this channel, you know that I love bees, and I also love hummingbirds, and I love blossom and pink flowers. So this kind of fits most of those boxes. And I'm stitching it on black because I thought it really made the colours pop. So it is stitched on a 32 count black even weave with DMC thread. This was my first Mania start when I did Mania back in 2024. And yeah, haven't done a huge amount on it because of that, because I was starting lots of projects at the same time. So this is where we are at the moment. And as with any Dimensions kit, there's a lot of detail, a lot of blends and different amounts of thread and things to use. But I think it's going to look gorgeous on this lovely black fabric. This is one of the only projects I'm actually using a Rouge, but they're really good. I highly recommend them if you haven't got one already. I feel like it creates that drum tension that you don't necessarily get with all hoops. And I think I purchased this from Hobby Jobby, the Rouge hoop, and they come in a pack. So you get all the different sizes. So project number 13 is called Ren and Snowdrops. I don't actually have a picture to show you, so I'll pop one in. It's a design by Love Poppet, and I'm stitching it on a 32 count smoky pearl linen using DMC threads. And again, this was one of my Mania starts, and hopefully I'll get this done fairly quickly because it is quite a simple, small design. But I've stitched virtually all of the Ren, and I adore Love Poppet patterns. As you'll see, there's quite a few that come up in this Wip Parade, and I hope to stitch many more. I just think Claire's level of detail and colour and how she makes everything look so realistic as well is just fantastic. And I highly, highly recommend checking out Love Poppet if you're keen on any of these designs that I show. And I'm also part of her Patreon, so get a lovely, lovely chart every month, which is really wonderful, and I look forward to it every month. So that's where we're at with Ren and Snowdrops. Again, I don't have a picture for this one, so this is whip number 14. This is called April Showers and is by the Geeky Stitching Company. And again, I love a lot of her designs and have a lot more to stitch. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Sky linen with DMC thread. And again, another Mania start. And I've basically done the frog. So I've just got his lovely umbrella to do. And I'm copying Kim from Stitchy Squirrels and Charlie Feathers, Stitches with Charlie Feathers. And then I'm going to stitch a rainbow umbrella rather than just the colour that's charted. So I'll brighten it up even more. And hopefully I'll get that one done before April. Next is another Mania start. This is called Scented Thistle and is a design by Natalia Sharapanova. And I bought the chart from mybobbin.com. I've stitched this on a 32 count antique white even weave with DMC thread. And as with lots of my bobbin designs, they have lots of detail in them. So this gorgeous pattern has some half stitches in it, as you can see for the bee's wing. And then I believe there's lots of blends to create that gorgeous kind of tonal effect. And then I don't know if there's varying amounts of thread used, but I've stitched this 2 over 2, and as I say, lots of blends in there, but I think that really adds to the detail of the project. And I love, love, love purple, so bees and purple and a thistle for Scotland, because I live in Glasgow, is just fantastic. Really love that project. Number 16 is called a Rosebud Tweet, and this is a gorgeous little Just Nan chart. And as you can see, it's a little bird perched on a few petals. And the kit that I bought comes with, well, it's not a kit, full kit, because it doesn't come with threads or fabric actually. It's basically the chart and the embellishment pack, I should say. So it comes with a little tail and the rose to put in the mouth and a bit of felt as well for the beak. And she's stitched on both sides. So another lovely 3-dimensional cross stitch piece, which I'm a sucker for, really. And here she is at the moment. I'm stitching her on a 32 count white even weave with a DMC thread. And as you can see, I've nearly stitched one side of her already. These roses are absolutely beautiful. Again, quite a lot of confetti stitches to achieve that, but I think the effect is really worth it. So that's that one. Right, another Mania start is called Pixie Lane, and this is by Pine Needles. I bought this from their website, and at the time it was a free stitch long. I don't know if it is still available and still free now, but definitely go and check out their website. I'll link it below. I've stitched this on a 32 count opalescent white even weave with a DMC thread, and I just started in the middle. So hopefully you will have seen a picture of what it's going to look like when it's finished. And the idea is it's lots of different fairy houses. And if you know me as well from watching previous videos, I love a cross stitch drum. So my idea is to finish this into a gorgeous fairy drum. And I'm thinking lots of glitter and sequins and Krynic and everything. I really want to make this really shiny and special. So that's the start of one of the little houses. Again, really fun, lovely projects. Right, whip number 18 is from this lovely book, The Floral Year in Cross Stitch. And I have mentioned this many times, but I'm stitching one flower for every season. We're doing Floral Year in Cross Stitch Sal. Again, a lot of us are kind of fallen by the wayside. We've not actually finished it, but I would like to finish it at some point, and I've got some gorgeous backing fabrics to make all these into lovely little pillows when I'm all finished. So I have stitched the cyclamen for autumn. I've stitched the snowdrop for winter, and this is the spring one. So this is called Daffodil. So there we go, lovely bright yellow, and I love daffodils. I always think they remind me of spring, and that's why I chose that one to stitch. I'm stitching them all on this 28 count navy even weave, which is one of my favourite fabrics. I use it for a lot of things, and I've just started the leaf there. I've still got a way to go on that one. Project number 19 is called Flower Farm and is a beautiful, beautiful pattern from Pigeon Coop Designs. and I love pigeon coop designs. There's far too many patterns that I need to stitch, so I need to get cracking with them really. But this one I love because of all the colours, and again it's got purples in it, it's got a little house which I adore, and I think it's a really beautiful chart, so I'm keen to get back to this one. This is called Flower Farm, as I say. I'm stitching this on a 32 count cream even weave with DMC thread. And this is where we are at the moment. And again with Max's designs, he uses a bit of negative space to add a bit more intrigue into the piece. Uses a lot of fractionals as well. And he was the designer of the blooming swan that I completed last year, which you'll have seen in my finishers parade if you've watched it. So that's where we're at with that one. Right, whip number 20, again I'll put a picture up of what it's going to look like when it's finished, although I've edited it a little bit to make it look more like our house at home. This is called Dreaming of Summer, and I took part in the Dreaming of Summer Sal hashtag. And this again is another chart by Love Poppet by Claire, and it's absolutely beautiful. It was I think 5-part stitch long, and I fell behind quite quickly, but I really would like to get this finished for this summer. Because I think it's beautiful. So I am stitching this on a 28 count Cirrus hand-dyed fabric by Chromatic Alchemy. I'm stitching it with DMC thread 2/2, and it is beautiful. So the main bits that I changed were the window frames. I think they were possibly black before, so I've changed them to white, and we have a little green door. So I've changed that to match the colour that we have. And we've got a wisteria on our house, so I don't know if I might try and add some beads and embellishments to give that effect, but I might not. I'll see how I feel at the end. We've got gorgeous sunflowers and tulips, beautiful cow parsley, and then these gorgeous flowers at the side as well. So yeah, still got quite a bit to do all around here, and there's butterflies and bees and ladybirds and all sorts to put in, so still got a way to go with that, but really, really gorgeous project and highly recommend Love Poppet. I don't know how many times I could say it in one video. Right, project 21 is called Botanical Bee and is a hands-on designs chart. I was, supposed to be stitching this under the Botanic Bee Sal with Laura from Butterfly Stitches 83 on Cotton and Clay. Although she's finished hers and it looks incredible, and I haven't really properly even started mine. I've still got a way to go, but I think it's a beautiful piece and I can't wait to have it finished. And I'm not sure how I'll finish it yet, but something cute. So this is where I'm at the moment. It's stitched on a purple hand-dyed fabric by me, and I'm just using the DMC threads. And I do love it on the purple. Yeah, I'm a sucker for purple. I think it's so gorgeous, and a lot of colours complement it quite well, so yeah, that's why I went with that. Although it does look amazing on the blue as well. I think Laura had stitched it on blue, and it really is beautiful. Project number 22, we're nearly there, is another Love Poppet design, surprise, surprise, called Octopus Bubble. And I'm stitching this under the Octopus Poppet Sal hashtag. And this was from the Love Poppet Patreon, I think. I can't remember which month, but hopefully within the year she should probably release this, I think, maybe. Not sure, don't quote me on that. But keep your eyes peeled and you might see it released at some point. But it's a beautiful chart and a really cute design. So I'm stitching this on my favourite 28 count navy even weave. And this needle minder is from Don't Step on Your Needle. It's a little octopus. It was quite cute to complement the piece. And again, Claire has done this pattern so beautifully with lots of different shades of orange and lots of details that make it look really realistic and beautiful. Absolutely love it. So hopefully we'll get that one done soon as well. This one is so cute. I couldn't resist this. It was part of a bundle on eBay, and I just, oh, this was mainly what got me to buy the bundle, to be honest. It's called Mr. Hamster and is a magic needle kit. Look at his little eyes. Again, got cherry blossom on it, so what's not to love? It's stitched on a 28 count pale blue even weave with the kit threads. When I've got my little baby Nudge on this. And this is where we're at the moment. Just had to do those eyes. But you just need the rest of his face done now. He's so cute. Can't wait to get back to that one. Right, project 24 is called Coworkers and is by Cross Stitch Traveller on Etsy. I have been working on this for a while and wanted to do it as a birthday gift for one of my work colleagues, one of my friends, but I haven't quite got around to finishing it yet, but hopefully it'll be more of a priority and we can get back to it. So I'm about halfway. Hopefully you will have seen a picture. I'm stitching this on a 32 count duck azure blue even weave, as you've seen in previous projects, and I love how the pink pops on this. Really gorgeous. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it yet, but we'll come up with something. So it says, oh, I have to remind myself what it says. You'll be able to see the picture anyway. I know. Work made us co-workers, but surviving work made us friends. And that's very true in the nursing profession and many others, I guess. Right, whip number 25 now. I'll put a picture up here of what it's going to look like when it's finished. I'm not entirely sure which way round this is. I think we'll go with that way, maybe. This is a freebie chart from Doreen Jones's Facebook page, which I highly recommend you checking out if you haven't already. She's got some lovely stitch alongs on there, loads of free charts because she used to post one every Friday, and there's a Valentine's stitch along that she has just started to release in 4 parts as well. So this is stitched on a gorgeous purple fabric by Fabrics by Stephanie, 28 count, stitching it with DMC thread, and we haven't got very far. I just wanted to basically get it started for Halloween in 2024 because I've wanted to start it for such a long time and I've always kind of started something else instead. So I thought at least if I get a few stitches in, I'll be all good to go for next year. Look at that fabric, isn't it beautiful? It's so soft, absolutely gorgeous. Right, and last but not least, we have this lovely cute pattern from Mama Witch X Stitch on Etsy. It's called Strawberry Ghost, and I'm stitching it on a 32 count black even weave. Here's a picture of what it should look like when it's finished. Stitching it with DMC thread, and this is where we're at the moment. Just got his little eyes and his little blushing cheeks, which are really sweet. So there we go. So that's a whistle stop tour of my 26 whips. I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know down below in the comments if there's any you particularly like or you've been enabled or inspired to start. Thank you so much for watching all these videos. I really appreciate it, and I'm delighted to see that I got a few more subscribers since my finish parade. If you haven't seen that already, go and check it out. That was my last video. I try and do a Flosstube update every month, although I might try and do them more frequently, but it just depends on my work schedule. I work as a nurse, so shift work and things. Sometimes I have loads of time, and then other times I have weeks go by that I don't get a chance to do anything really. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that and stick around for more content and videos to come in the future. I'm hoping to do a plans video next, which is probably a long time coming, and January is nearly finished. But I have got a few ideas for the rest of the year which I'd like to share with you, and as always feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and I'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers if at all possible by the end of 2025. So that would be my goal, if you wouldn't mind helping me get there. So thank you so much again for watching, take care and happy stitching. Bye!